Well, we finally have the news we've been waiting for. Kelee Ringo has signed his rookie contract and is ready to go for training camp starting up next week for Philadelphia, and a really interesting all-in trade for Philadelphia. Would it actually make sense before camp starts? I'm Thomas Mott. This is The Thomas Mott Show. What's up, guys? Thomas Mott here. Welcome to the Thomas Mott Show. If you like Philadelphia, thumbs up, subscribe, and get ready for the big news of the day, and that is the Kelee Ringo signing. 1 week before training camp officially starts, they have signed their final draft pick of the 2023 draft class. Philadelphia Eagle Twitter account posted that just a couple of minutes ago. We've signed cornerback Kelee Ringo. All 7 of the team's 2023 draft picks are now under contract, end quote. Now, we weren't thinking he was going to hold out. Everybody had been talking about the fact that, sure, Landon Dickerson, for example, he waited till right before training camp to go ahead and sign his contract. Cam Jurgens waited a little bit to sign his contract, but people were still wondering, where is the Kelee Ringo signing? I mean, he's a later round draft pick. It's not like there's a lot of money to be made anyway. I mean, sure, it's still millions of dollars, but it's not like Jalen Carter's first round money of $14+ million. But for whatever reason, it took long. My guess is there was some sort of guaranteed money injury little byline issue to where he would get injured and not get as much money as he would like. Teams are trying to protect their players, or really players are trying to protect themselves from teams and make sure that if Kelee Ringo or any other rookie player were to blow their knee out, let's say day one of training camp, they still would get enough money to where their draft pick would actually still make some sense. So not a shock here that it did get done before training camp, but it was surprising that it took this long to get a deal done. But this is really good news for Philadelphia because this was the final little mini distraction going into camp. Everything else, status quo, business as usual, no issues, everyone's healthy, everybody's there, no one's holding out, but we all kind of wonder what's going on with Ringo. It's now been solved, it's done, he will be there, and he will be ready to rock when they tune in and get ready at the NovaCare Complex on the 25th of July. Now, quickly on Ringo, my question is going to be, how quickly can he learn this defensive system, and how good can he be as a pro cornerback versus what he was as a college cornerback? There's a big difference between his play on the football field at Georgia and what we want him to be based on his size and his speed and his length in Philadelphia. Right now, he has some room to make up. Let's just say that. If you look at the cornerback depth chart, you obviously have Zach McPherson going into year 3. You have Greedy Williams, who is very similar build-wise, a little thinner, but still very, very tall, who they signed this offseason. Josiah Scott is still there. Josh Jobe. There are a lot of cornerbacks who are battling for really a backup slot because you have Darius Slay and James Bradbury who aren't going anywhere. And so keep an eye on Ringo. I think he has all the tools to be a good pro, but can he actually become a good pro and take that next step like many draft players do where they struggle in college and play better in the National Football League? That's the hope with Kelee Ringo, and I think he's going to be just fine. But really good news here. Thumbs up, Kelee Ringo. He's finally signed. All the questions we normally get on the show saying, what's happening with Ringo? Where's Ringo? It's over. He's signed. You can rest assured on that. Over here to what I think is a very interesting story that came out this weekend, and that was this whole idea of Josh Jacobs, right? So Josh Jacobs, the running back from the Raiders, much like Saquon Barkley, is going to hold out and wait for an extended contract. Both Saquon and Josh Jacobs are trying to not reset the running back market, but help the running back market. As recently as this weekend, you saw a $4 million reduction in the Joe Mixon contract. He restructured to take less money, now making just over $6 million a year. And so a lot of people, including CBS Sports, thinks that an all-in trade for Josh Jacobs makes sense for Philadelphia. But the problem is, when you actually read these articles, it's very clickbaity, right? Because you read all-in trade idea, seamless fit, but then you read what they actually said on CBS Sports, and the person that's, predicting this or recommending this to Philadelphia isn't actually buying into it. Listen to this, quote, "As Miles Sanders is now a Carolina Panther, Jacobs would be a seamless addition inside an Eagles offense to put up 35 points in the Super Bowl. The defending champion Philadelphia Eagles don't need anyone at this stage in the offseason, but coming up just 3 points short in the Super Bowl could cause general manager Howie Roseman to go all in." So he says it'd be nice to have, but they don't need him, which is what we've been saying for every other free agent that's been linked to Philadelphia. I think DeAndre Hopkins, who just signed with the Tennessee Titans, weird signing, but still, he would have been a great fit. They don't need him, but it would have been a great fit, and yet the Eagles look and go, we're not going to make that move. And so a trade for Josh Jacobs would be, let's just say, surprising to say the least. I just don't think they need him. I think they are very, very excited about DeAndre Swift. They're extremely excited about Kenny Gainwell. Speaking of which, here's a video of him deadlifting 600 pounds. Kenny Gainwell, always known to be small, looking like he's building up his power for the lower body here this offseason. Great work there. And then Rashad Penny, the ultimate wild card, who sure is coming off of a bunch of serious injuries, but seemingly has been okay bouncing back from them before getting injured again. So they have a stable of running backs who are prepared and ready to go. Boston Scott, by the way, he just got engaged. And so there's a new Mrs. owner for the New York Giants to go along with the actual owner of the New York Giants in Boston Scott. So I don't think this is necessary. We've talked about Josh Jacobs in the past. I know people are going to try and clickbait you and say, oh, Eagles trading for Josh Jacobs based on this article. Well, when you actually read it, there's no real report, and it actually doesn't make sense, even to the person that wrote the article. So, as always, trying to defeat this fake news that's out there regarding Philadelphia. If you guys appreciate that, I'd encourage you to subscribe, because we only deal in real news here on the show going forward, and really in the past, I would say. Okay, over here to our final story, and that is Dov Kleiman giving you the top 10 quarterback rankings by NFL executives and players, coaches, and scouts. Jeremy Fowler had this one here. Here is your top 10. It's interesting, right? Patrick Mahomes 1, Joe Burrow 2, Josh Allen 3, Aaron Rodgers 4, Justin Herbert 5, Jalen Hurts 6, Lamar Jackson 7, Trevor Lawrence 8, Dak Prescott 9, and Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford coming in at number 10. Honorable mentions, Watson, Cousins, Goff, Carr, and Tua Tagovailoa. Now, the big question that Eagle fans are going to have here is who's putting Justin Herbert ahead of Jalen Hurts? And I have a theory on this. So one, no one actually believes that Justin Herbert is better than Jalen Hurts going off of their resumes. Justin Herbert blew a massive lead to the Jaguars in the wildcard round last year. Jalen Hurts lost by 3 points in a Super Bowl and outperformed Patrick Mahomes, right? The problem is most teams and most players, that's what they're, looking at, executives, players, coaches, scouts, they think that Herbert is better straight up as a quarterback. Now, is he a better winner? Is he a better pro? I don't know. But in terms of playing the quarterback position, he's the closest thing to Josh Allen. And obviously, they have Josh Allen number 3 overall. And so they're trying to rank this by giving the next Josh Allen some love and Justin Herbert. Now, I disagree. I would take Jalen Hurts over Justin Herbert any day of the week. But I think a lot of players in the National Football League believe Herbert is better if he was on a good roster, right? You take Herbert, put him on the Eagles, Hurts, put him on the Chargers, be a little bit different. I think that's their thought process here. It's not totally disrespectful, but still, most people would think Hurts is a top 3 quarterback, somewhere between Mahomes, Burrow. I'd put Hurts there, then Allen, then Rodgers, then Trevor Lawrence, then Herbert, then Jackson, then Dak, then Stafford. That's how I would rank these ones. So this is not a big deal. Again, we're almost done with the non-football season, aka the non-training camp time during the summer, where all you do is argue over these rankings, which is the dumbest thing in the entire world, but they also need to get clicks and generate stuff, and obviously, you talk about it here in the video, so it's the same thing, but we are so close to being done with this garbage, we don't have to worry about it. We'll worry about what actually happens on the football field, and as usual, you can't disrespect Jalen Hurts forever, or any quarterback for that matter, if they actually keep winning, and if Jalen Hurts does that this year, you'll see that 6th ranking go whoop, all the way up to 2, 1, something like that. I don't know, but it's going to be very darn close. Okay, again, final week. You do have some teams reporting to training camp on the 19th, like the New York Jets, who obviously are getting there a little early. Hard Knocks is coming into town, starts August 8th, lots of fun. Philadelphia, the 25th, so next week, and I have a pretty special announcement going on, I believe, Monday, the day before training camp. We're changing things up here. You're going to love it. Trust me on that, but I can't tell you what it is until we get going next week, so stay tuned for that. I'm Thomas Mott, breaking some news with Kelee Ringo. This has been the Thomas Mott Show.